good morning, and good morning. You know, the rain and the internet in and out may have it where you see some of me and then none of me. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, and good morning. I'm telling you, the rain down here has just been horrible all night long. I was up, it was like doing all kinds of crazy stuff, lightning and thunder and lights out and then lights back on. It was just crazy, just a crazy, crazy evening. And it's been crazy like that this morning. So it just went off. My internet went off about 20 minutes ago. So, I prayed for it to come back on and the Lord answered because it is back on. But I don't know how long it's going to stay. But I am here. I am here. I am here. And so I wanted to do a new word this morning, but you would be surprised sometimes the words that are out there that have the same meaning of other words that we use. And normally we would say stuff is easy, but the word today is facile. And facile is just one of those words that just kind of got to me. I said, "Oh, I kind of like that word." But it says that it basically was a word that's obviously it's Latin. It says facile comes from the Latin facilis, meaning easy, and facere, to make or do. It says it's an adjective that can mean easy. How many of us do things that are easy, but we never know that there's another word that we can use for easy, but we can use that word. It says easy or easily done. It says as befits its Latin roots, but is now often adds the meaning of undue haste or shallowness, meaning we're just rushing through stuff. We get it done. Did we do it right? It may have been easy for us to do, but was it right? Was it correct? And it says as in the facile answers to complex questions. Sometimes facile we will address things that aren't easy for us to address, but we'll address them quickly thinking that we know what we're doing. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't. So that's going to be our word today, but I didn't bring a poem in today. Good morning, Adelia. How are you? I'm hoping this Friday has not been a bad one. I know I'm looking out the rain outside my window. I never have on the overhead lights, but it's so dark outside. I had to put on the overhead lights today and also the ring light so that you all can see me and I don't look like I'm just sitting in my dark kitchen. But usually that's what I'm doing. I'm sitting in the kitchen. It just has the best reception for me, so I kind of like that. But I'm hoping that everyone that's on, I see that there's some people on, and hopefully this is going to be a good day. I'm not going to keep you long because I wanted you to enjoy. Good morning, Marion, my friend. How are you? Love you, love you, love you. I love all y'all that come on here. But I'm just sending up a little special something from my friend Marion, hoping that she's feeling better. That's all. Everybody say, feel better. Feel better. Rain, 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 go away. You know it's the truth. I don't know if it's raining in other parts of the country, but between Florida and Texas, we've taken on the rain and the tornadoes and the water. Like now we have flood warnings. So I'm afraid I have to go out and do some business today, but I'm afraid to go out there. I don't want my car to be messed up. I just got one. But I have to do something. I have to figure it out. Maybe I'll call an Uber. Wouldn't that something? Let Uber get their car messed up, right? But anyway, when we think of Fossil, we really think of how do we do things that are easy. How do we do things that are easy? And it says when we really look at this thing called the fossil, it says easier success, especially something like maybe we're good at sports, we're good at singing, we're good at writing. It says it's easily achieved and it's effortless. Many of us can do some things. That's our talent. We can do them. It really makes it where, oh, thank you, Marion. It really makes it where we know we, even if we're on a short schedule, we can get certain things done only because it's our comfort zone. Some of us can speak on the spot. We can write a message to anyone. We could, get up and knowing darn well that we didn't have anything prepared, but we can say something. Um, that is our area where we have with ease. It's our easy point. And so I always ask people, how comfortable with yourself? Do you know your gifts? What's easy for you? How many of you know what is easy for you to do? Maybe it may be dancing, maybe it would be singing or writing, or maybe something special like upholstery. I have a friend that literally can, well, she's going on the glory now, but she could upholster. She would take people's things that they had thrown out, but she would look at the structure of how, say, the couches or the chairs and things were assembled. She would look at them and say, I'm going to redo them. And she would literally redo the furniture. And it was then furniture that you wanted. You wanted it in your house. And one particular piece was like, she did a chase lounge and a couch. And both of them looked like they came out of a gallery. They were just that beautiful. And she said, oh, I didn't pay for them. I said, well, what? She said, I only bought the material and the material that goes inside the batting or whatever it's called, but it was heavier than the usual. And the springs were still good. It's just that the material itself wasn't any good. That's what she took apart and reconstructed. Sometimes we just never know what our capabilities are because we don't concentrate on them. We don't go to our easy sometimes. We go to the difficult things that we can't do and then find we have trouble with it. So when I break my word down, I start with my F. My F of this word is facilitator. Okay. I think a facilitator is one who has that personality, disposition, that organizational skills to do what they need to do. And it says a facilitator is a person or thing that makes an action or process easy or easier. And when we really talk about the word, facile, we're really talking about how easy is it? Is it easy for us? And it says they could be a designer, they can be a promoter, they can be a developer, a coordinator, an arranger, and I said an organizer. That wasn't there, but I put it there. That's what a facilitator is. And many of us, we have our own, what I call our own set, our own area of facilitating. We might be able to facilitate better in work settings than home settings, or we might be better in groups like a club of some sort where we can go in and do certain things. Like, how many of us know that certain jobs in clubs aren't for us? I'm getting ready to take on the presidency of a Rotary Club. And, I was listening to the current president, and he and I had a long conversation yesterday. And I was like, am I ready? He kept saying to me, you're going to be able to do this. He said, and then you have backup. He said, a lot of times when things look like we can't handle them, there's an easy way out. Turn to somebody that knows what they're doing and ask them for help. A lot of times we won't ask for help. I said, I will ask him for help. I will. What would you use for your F if you were going to put something down for the F of facilitator or facile? The other one, my next letter is my A. My A is if I am doing stuff that's easy, then it's able. Am I able to do certain things that makes it easy? Okay. Able, having the power, the skill, the means, or the opportunity to do something. That's able. A lot of times we may look at something and say, that's not for me. I'm not able to do that. It may be a time constraint. It may be a financial constraint. It may be other persons that are already there constraint. You just say, nah, I'm not gonna, I don't want to work with them because I feel that I'd have more work than I can handle. So anyway, when we really look at all of that, it says the able one is the one that's allowed to, enabled to, free to do it, qualified, competent to, equal to, up to, fit to. When you think about what we have and we have our capabilities to do, we need to say, I can do that or I can't. You know, there's some things that I never want to do, and I own up to it. I own up to it. You don't have to worry about me committing to something that I don't think I can do. I think we have to feel that we have the ability. We're able to do stuff in order for us to take it on. So when we really look at that whole concept of what, factual or facial or facile is, we really, and because it is a Latin word, it changes in terms of who's pronouncing it. But what my S for my next word, my C for the word is child's play. How many of us have played with with things because we know they're easy to do? I am one of them. Sometimes I will find little kids, and probably about a month ago I did hopscotch. I have not done hopscotch in years, but I wanted to see could I still do it. So, my ableness said, okay, you see if you can do this with this little kid. And I did it. Now, I didn't do it as great as she did. She was much better than me. Well, first of all, I had trouble throwing, where you throw the little rock and then hopscotch up to get it and then you pick it up. Well, I didn't do all that part. I said, well, after the first time and the rock went all over the place, I said, okay, I'm done with that. So sometimes child's play just gives us the okay to do stuff. Even if somebody else says, girl, you too old for that. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that ever again. But anyway, child's play says that things to us are easy. They're a breeze or a cinch. It says a drop in the bucket, a duck dive, an easy thing to do, and a picnic in the park. Child's play it's light, it's fun, it's airy. And sometimes we can get things that people want us to do, and we know there's no fun to it. There's no airiness to it. It's not a drop in the bucket. It may be more time that we're willing to spend, and it also may be, too much of our requirement for our money. That's why I try to not join 50 groups. I have one group that I join and put my money in, but sometimes, people want you to join their group as well. I haven't joined all the groups. I always wanted to be have a sorority sister, but my undergraduate school didn't have it, so we knew nothing about that at my school. My school was predominantly more traditional, I would say more academic, sororities and fraternities, but there were no HBCU types of fraternities there. I didn't have that opportunity. But as I got older, I always longed for it, but I never did it. I never ever did it. See, you heard me, Gloria. I said I never did it. But my I in my factal or official, it says is intentional. How intentional are we when we're given something that may be easy to do? Some of us aren't intentional. It says done on purpose. We deliberately will do certain things. I will deliberately, sometimes go out of my way for other people deliberately to let them know that they're cared about, they're appreciated. I acknowledge them, I recognize them, I appreciate them. So I'm intentional, and it's easy for me. Now, sometimes it's not so easy for the other person to accept that kind of behavior. They may say, "Oh, I'm okay. Don't worry about me." Now, I have a couple of friends. In fact, I was talking to my friend yesterday, and she writes me, and it's like 11 o'clock. But of course, it's doing all that stuff outside with the raining and the thunder and all of that. And she says, "I just want to know where you are. Are you in the airport?" I said. So I called her because I knew if I wrote her back, it would be too long for me to write. So I wrote her. I actually called her, and I said, "Sweetie, I'm fine. I'm in my bed. The lights are out because they just out only because it didn't come back on yet." And we laughed about it. She said, "Okay, I can go to sleep now." So, I love it that she had that kind of concern about me. So she was intentional making sure that I was okay. And I do it the same way. There's several people that I do that too. So when we do things that's intentional, that means they're deliberate. We intend to do them. Good morning, Calithia. How are you? Hope you're doing well this morning. Good morning. Good morning. Our word today is, well, there's two ways to say it. When you go to the American dictionary, they say fake facile. When you go to the more Latin dictionary, they say facile. So whatever way we want to say it, it still means easy, effortless, you know, undemanding. That's what it means. There's no trouble with it. It's your way of getting things done. It's an easy fix. So we so far we did facilitator, the person's able, it's child's play, it's so easy to them. They're intentional. You mean to do it. And it says done on purpose, deliberate, conscious. It's a conscious act that you're doing. It says it's intended, it's planned, it's willful, and it's purposeful. How many of us have gotten up on a day where we didn't feel like doing anything, and we had to actually put all our intentions ahead? In order for me to get this done today, I must be intentional. I must make a plan. I must decide when I'm going to do it, how I'm going to do it. That's how it comes. That's how it comes. Um, my next word is for my L is laborless. Laborless. That means there's no effort to it, involving no labor. It may be more idle time than active time. And it's easy. Once again, there's that word again. It's easy. You know, our lives sometimes are very difficult with the things that we encounter during the course of a day. And sometimes a week, sometimes it seems like it never stops. But when we realize that there's no labor in something, that there's laborless behavior going on, meaning you can rest more than you're working. I really never had one of those jobs where I was working at. I never knew what that job was. I always had a lot of work. Every job I've ever had, and part of it is probably me because I do take things on and I take them on how they should be done according to the way I want them done. Some of us don't do that. Some of us feel that we stick with what the script is. And to me, if I'm going to get the benefit of understanding and making whatever I'm working on go forward, then I have to dig a little deeper. So even with my words and stuff that I bring, I'm always trying to figure out how can I add more vocabulary, more way of looking at life, different situations, different experiences. All those things contribute to who we are. You know, every day we should be learning something, every single day, every day. You know, I'm constantly looking at, well, what didn't I know yesterday that I can try today? The last letter that I have is my E. And my E is what I've been saying all along, to really look at facile or facile or facile, however you want to say the word. It's easy. It just all boils down to be easy, achieved without great effort. How many of us ever have that opportunity to achieve anything without great effort? Usually we're going to have to put out something, some kind of energy, some kind of money, some kind of time, something. We have to be a little bit more obligated. But it says that in this instance, when you're really looking at, you know, putting your best foot forward of doing, um, making things easy, that means it's uncomplicated. There's no complications to it, no difficulty. It's undemanding. It's not requiring you to do much, but whatever is required, you can do it with ease. That is easy. It says it's unexacting, it's effortless, it's painless, and it's simple. Um, when you think about the life that we live, there's so many things that are difficult. So when we find things that are simple, easy, effortless, um, we should hang with that a while. Keep it around as long as we can, because life sometimes is very difficult. You think about sickness, you think about, just the fact that the pandemic has just changed our world so much, to the point where, even yesterday I had to, since I'd been away, I hadn't much food in my house. So I said, well, I think I'm going to make some soup and do this and do that. So I went to the store, and just for a little piece of beef, might have been that big, they wanted like 13.96. I'm like, for that? I didn't get it. I didn't get it. In fact, now I got to tell you what I did. And this is probably really me. I am a person that I put it in a bag, and so I could still see it before I put it down into the cart. So I didn't want any residue on my hands. So I walked it to the front. There was a long line. By the time I got up to the cash register, I said I changed my mind. A lot of times for me, if I'm going to buy something, it's got to be easy. It can't be too difficult. So I thought about it. I said, I'll wait. I'll wait, because I just think that's too much for a little piece of beef just to make some soup. So I'll figure it out. Sometimes we need that second, approach to make it easier for us to make a decision. And I just thought 13.96 was too much to pay for a piece of meat that was like just a little bit bigger than the palm of my hand. Um, Everything has just gone up so much. Our lives have changed greatly. And easy like Sunday morning, I like that. Yeah, man, that's it. That's the song, to make things easy like Sunday morning. Sunday is probably one of my favorite days of the week. And I don't tell everybody that, because Sunday is the day after church, and I may go out and eat dinner with somebody, I may not, but that's my chilling day. I generally try to keep it down. I'm not doing much on Sundays, but lately everything is on every day of the week. You can find things on Monday and Wednesday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So, you may have very few times that you're actually home during a week, but I try to be easy as I can on Sunday, because I know that Monday starts out a new week for me. Some people say Sunday, but I say no. Sunday is my ending of whatever was going on chaotically in my life during the week. That come Monday, I'm back at it again. I got a board meeting, and I have another meeting, and then I have another meeting. So eventually, it's like the week. I'm through the week, and then I always plan for these, and so making sure that my vlog information is right. So when you look at the word Facile, you may say facile, you may say facile, which was more Latin oriented. But look at what it says. They also spell it Fasile, which is kind of confusing, but it just depends on what it's being used for and generated for, as to its use. Somebody keeps putting stuff on my watch, keeps buzzing. But anyway, what are your plans for the weekend? Do you have anything that's going to be easy, like Sunday morning? Thank you, Marion. Anybody? Anybody thinking about doing nothing? I know it's Juneteenth, and Monday is a national holiday. Do any of you have plans for Juneteenth? Are you going to any celebrations? I know our choir is going to sing Saturday. at the Juneteenth celebration downtown. And I know there's another event on Monday, um, Juneteenth, and I think that's down. I want to say that might be on. I thought they said Church Street, but I'm not quite sure. But that's downtown as well. So I'm going to go down and certainly make my presence known and learn, as they say, the culture of what Juneteenth is all about, and have an opportunity to meet other people who have the history of what Juneteenth is all about. Um, I believe there's a lot of people that don't even know lots of Juneteenth events. Yes, there are, Gloria. There's a lot of them downtown. Everybody is looking at what they're going to do, and I think there's several events in the evening. In fact, I just decided I'm going to the sneaker gala. I don't even know the real name of it, but I signed up for that. Somebody had some tickets, and even though I had been out of town, I said, okay, I haven't been dancing in a while, so I'm going to go to that on Saturday night. But listen, you all have a wonderful weekend. Find somebody around you, or even if you don't know them, when you go into a store, make them feel at ease. Give them a little of your easiness. Hope you have a good weekend. Kind word, a smile, something that makes them feel that your life right now for that moment is more of a facile or a facile kind of way. It's kind of easy. Easy like the day, easy like the flowers, easy like the breeze that comes by, on a hot summer day. Just make it easy. Be kind to somebody. Also, be kind to yourself. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to see you on Monday. If y'all have another word, some other kind of words you want me to send them in, we'll certainly try to address them. Okay. I love you guys. I appreciate the fact that you come in with me. Oh, and I received the digital rising star again. I got that the day before yesterday. So the Lord is good. So kind. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Have a good weekend. Be safe if you're around any of this, turbulent weather. Okay. Be safe out there. Bye bye. Have a good.